Okay, so once again, a very good morning, His Excellency, distinguished delegates, respective speaker, coordinators, facilitator, ladies and gentlemen. So my name is Lee Soda.
And my name is Chandrak Burai.
So it's been a great honor for us to be the master of ceremony for this prestigious event today. And on behalf of the organizing committee, I would like to show or express my sincere respect to your presence here, and welcome to the 11th Scientific Day, which is an annual event organized by Institute of Technology of Cambodia. Taking this opportunity, I also would like to express my appreciation for your valuable time to be here with us in this two-day event. So, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, allow me to introduce our honorable guest here. So today marks the very, very special day that we have the presence of His Excellency Dr. Naron. So he's the Minister of Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport. We have the presence of Professor VALLÉE Thomas from Friend Embassy in Cambodia. Mr. Kravong, he's a representative of AUF Asia Pacific. Madam KAMEI Haruko, she's the Chief Representative of JICA Cambodia office. Dr. Roger, he's the Regional Director of Surat for Southeast Asia. Dr. Adele, she's the IOD representative of Cambodia. We have also Professor Masumi Fuichi from Kanazawa University. Dr. Bochara, he's a technical advisor from UNDP Cambodia. Professor Anil Kumar from Asia Institute of Technology of Cambodia. And once again, welcome to the 11th Scientific Day of Institute of Technology of Cambodia. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we start, I would like those who join from the distance and the participants here to stand up to show the respect to national anthems of Cambodia. Thank you so much. Please settle down.
Yes, and again, good morning. Good morning, Excellency, lady, gentlemen, and all the students. So welcome again to the 11th Scientific Day of ITC. It is a great honor for me to briefly detail about our event and our agenda. So for our scientific day, so we celebrate every year at ITC, and the main target of our event is to outreach the scientific research output and reinforce local, regional, international cooperation. And another is to promote the multidisciplinary and join the research linkage among ITC and the public and private sector. And another target is to strengthen the research capacity, innovation for the student in science and engineering field. So from our agenda, so the scientific day we celebrate into 2 days. So it is start from today, it's a day 1, and tomorrow is a day 2. From today morning, so starting from 8:25 to 9:50 o'clock. So the first session is the welcoming remark by General Director of ITC and another honorable guest speaker from different institutions. And the next is the open remark by Minister from Ministry of Education, Young and Sport of Cambodia. And another section, we start from 9:50 to 11:30 o'clock. It is a plenary session which is presented by our 5 keynote speakers. And in the afternoon session, so starting from 1 to 4 o'clock, it is the parallel session from 8 different research units. So the detail of the room and the Zoom link for attending the parallel session from each research unit, we already mentioned in our agenda. So maybe you can check for more detail. And in the end of the parallel session, so we will have the delivering the best oral presentation award for the presenter, and certificate of appreciation for our sponsor, and the best student award from IEEG from MIT. So from this event, we would like to invite all our representative persons from our sponsor to join this event as well. And from the second day, so of our conference, there are 2 parallel sessions. And the first session is the poster presentation from different research units. And another second one is the lab tour to the 9 laboratories of our ITC. And before the end of the morning session, so we have delivering the best poster award for the each research unit, and the closing remark by our Deputy Director of ITC. Yes, and from the afternoon session, we also extend our lab tour until 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And last but not least, representative of ITC management team, we would like to express our acknowledgement to all our sponsors, such as TEM Trading M&E Product Co. Ltd, Chipmunk Inc, Cement Corporation, Institute of Research for Development, GTV Motor Co. Ltd, and Friend Agriculture Research Center for International Development, and HAUY's International Auto Trade, and Voltra Co. Ltd. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Borai, for the introduction to the event. So, Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, to begin with, I would like to invite Dr. Kimtho, Director General of Institute of Technology of Cambodia, to give the welcome remarks. So, His Excellency, the floor is yours.
May I pay my respect to Prof. VALLÉE Thomas, in charge scientific and higher education, friend embassy, and Mr. H.E Fabien, Deputy Regional Director of AUF Asia Pacific, Madame KAMEI, Haruko, Chief Representative of JICA to Cambodia. Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. On behalf of the Institute of Technology of Cambodia, I would like to express my sincerely gratitude and welcome you to the 11th Scientific Day under the research theme Smart Technology for Sustainable Economic Growth. Moreover, I honorably welcome our 5 keynote speakers, Dr. Botchayis Gatti, Technical Advisor on Energy, UNDP, Cambodia. Prof. Masami Furuichi, Institute of Science and Engineering from Kanazawa University, Japan. Dr. Francois Louis Roger, Regional Director of CIRAD for Southeast Asia. Prof. Anil Kumar, ANAL, ASEAN Institute of Technology, Thailand. Assistant Professor Dr. Masaki Iwamoto from Kyushu University. Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Institute of Technology of Cambodia organized this scientific day annually. This year is the 11th scientific day, and it is considering as the first international conference. The aim of this scientific day is to bring together the policymaker, academics, and research institutions and private sector from local, regional, and international network to share, to discuss the recent development, new ideas, and breakthrough in smart technology in order to achieve sustainable economic growth. The specific objective of this scientific day is to reinforce local, regional, and international cooperations, to stimulate the research activities at ITC with national and international partners, to promote multidisciplinary and joint research linkage among ITC, public, private sector, forwarding technology transfer to industry and society, to strengthen the research capacity and innovations for engineering education, to outreach scientific research output to relevant stakeholders, to encourage ITC faculty staff to involve with research with development. Taking this opportunity, I would like to talk briefly about ITC. ITC has a total faculty staff of about 300, of which 29.7% hold PhD degree. In number is about 90 PhD holders. 46.8% hold master degree, and 23.5% senior engineer expertise in lab management. Majority of PhD holders employed as a full-time researcher and lecturer researcher. Currently, we have 113 researchers, 41 senior researchers, 35 lecturer researchers, and 37 full-time researchers. The research at ITC is structuring into 5 main research units: energy technology and management, food technology and nutrition, mechatronics and information technology, material science and structures, and water and environments. About training program at ITCs, we offer technician programs, engineering programs, master and PhD program on different fields in civil engineering, agro-industry, food processing, manufacturing and process, electricity, electronic, telecommunications, water and environments, information and communication technology, relevant to industrial development of Cambodia, mechanical and mechatronic, mining and petroleum. Currently, there are about 6,000 student enrollment at ITC. Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is pleasing to note that the agenda of this scientific day covers a wide range of interesting topics relating to all theoretical and practical aspects, but not limited to energy technology and management, food processing and extraction technology, food quality and contamination assessment, image processing and artificial intelligence, intelligent mechatronics, material science and structures, hydrology and modeling, water quality, health risk assessment, and water treatment. In this event, there are 84 presentations from students, from researchers of ITC, from international university, industry, ministry, and development partner. We organize the presentation into 8 parallel sessions, so we would like to invite you to join, and if you're interested in one of the sessions, you can join it. Excellency, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, on the second day of May 6 is the open house. There are 54 exhibition booths for scientific day, for scientific display by students and researchers, by research and innovation centers and department of ITC, and some booths for technology display by different companies. We also organize the visit of about 800 students from high school to ITC laboratory. We would like to inspire our young generation, society, to know how important the STEM education in Cambodia. Last but not least, my deepest gratitude go to the organizing committee, institution, and company who have directly and indirectly supported the success of this event. The committee has organized a vibrant scientific program and is working hard to present highly respected. Although we try our finest to be professional, on behalf of ITCs, please accept our sincere apology should there be inconvenience that occur before, during, or after the event. Finally, I would like to express my deep thanks to Excellency Minister, and I would like to wish you a good health and success. I would like to take this opportunity to express my deep thanks to national and international distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, for participating in these scientific days, and I wish you all good health and success. Thank you very much for your attention and participation.
Hello. And thank you so much, Excellency, Dr. Kimtho, for your presentation about the scientific day and another introduction about the Institute of Technology of Cambodia. Yes. And for the next, I would like to invite Professor VALLÉE Thomas from the French Embassy in Cambodia for the welcome address. Please welcome.
Excellency Dr. Naron, Minister of Education, Youth and Sport, Excellency Dr. Kimtho, Director General of ITC, Madame KAMEI Haruko, Chief Representative of JICA, Mr. Himkravong, Representative of IUF, Excellencies, dear colleagues, dear students. On behalf of the French Embassy, it is my pleasure to say a few words at this opening of this 11th Scientific Days of ITC. After more than 2 years of COVID-19, it is such a great pleasure to see most of you. Also, of course, we all believe in technology. Technology will never replace the pleasure to be face-to-face while arguing ideas. These scientific days will help to promote recent outcomes in research. Given the theme of these days, that is smart technology for sustainable economic growth, it is not only important to exchange ideas, but also necessary. Sustainable growth is no more a wish or a dream, it is a duty. As a researcher myself, I strongly believe in sciences and in the capacity of human beings to find solutions. But it cannot be done alone. It needs cooperation among colleagues, cooperation among professors and students, among researchers between different countries and among private sectors and universities. These cooperation are necessary for building the world and knowledge of tomorrow. As you may know, France, by the means of the French Embassy, is strongly involved in higher education and scientific cooperation in Cambodia, not only by providing international technical experts, but also by providing scholarships for young generation of Cambodian students. I would like to thank the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, with whom we launched 4 years ago a specific co-financed PhD scholarships programs in STEM. Yesterday, we announced 20 new scholarships, 9 master's degrees, and 11 PhD scholarships. With the scholarships started last year and 2 years ago for the PhD students, and with the FL scholarships, it is 65 scholarships that we will be provided in 22 and 23. Among them, 13 PhD scholarships have been co-financed with the Ministry of Education. Today, many research projects are carried out with the help of PhD students who have been or are still co-supervised by a Cambodian and a French supervisor. I guess a significant number of presentations this afternoon will relate in one way or another to this long history of cooperation. In collaboration with the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, we also have launched this year the first call of the Partenariat Uber-Curien called TONNESAP, which is a program dedicated to providing financial support for mobility between a team of researchers in France and a team of researchers in Cambodia. 2 research projects have been granted for 22-23. The first one deals about digitalization and labor law in Cambodia. It is a cooperation between the University of Lyon in France and the Royal University of Law and Economics. And the second one deals with the impact of the processing techniques on the aroma quality of the mango processed product. It is a cooperation between researchers from CIRAD at Montpellier University and researchers from ITC under the lead of Dr. Simve. This last project highlights the sustainability of the cooperation between France and ITC, which has a long history. As you know, among the scientific cooperation themes where a strong scientific network has been built between France and ITC, there is the agronomy sector with CIRAD and with the support from the French laboratory associated with INRA, National Research Institute in Agronomics, and with IRD. We can also highlight the electrical energy sector and its component, electronics, optimal control, and telecommunication. For this theme, the French NRS laboratories have played an important role in hosting and training ITC PhD and master students. The welcoming of the French engineering school ECAM at ITC is a perfect example of such a mutual benefit. Many other examples may have been highlighted, like the exchange of students with l'École Polytechnique, or like the beautiful research project that involves ITC and French researchers from the University of Paris-Nord, which aims to create digital simulations in order to support the Cambodian National Museum in its work of restoration and understanding of Khmer statues. Among the different actors of our scientific cooperation that are present and active at ITC, I would like to mention particularly CIRAD, the Research Institute of Agronomic Research for Development, and IRD, the French Research Institute for Sustainable Development. By making researchers available, providing support and expertise, and supervising students, CIRAD has been collaborating with ITC for 6 years in the fields of agroecology, crop protection through projects such as ASSET, agroecology and self-food system transitions, and Santé and Territoire, health, a development level with the agroecological transition, AFD and EU funds. CIRAD also contributes to the development of e-learning materials. IRD, the Research Institute for Sustainable Development, shares a long-standing collaboration with ITC, which now extends from supporting young research teams to help fostering a vibrant technology ecosystem at ITC. Indeed, the scale of the collaboration is changing. IRD plans this year to double the number of researchers assigned full-time to ITC, with 4 researchers collaborating in a variety of programs responding to major challenges such as management of natural resources, water and climate change, health issues such as antimicrobial resistance through the development of the One Health approach, knowledge improvement in plant health, and more specifically, rice biological control and soil sciences. The French Embassy will follow with great attention this initiative. In particular, IRD team is sharing its expertise for the co-development of 2 training and research centers, a center for Earth observation and satellite mapping, and a dedicated research center to coastal areas and waters, both with a regional vocation for the improvement of knowledge and technology development. This afternoon, program of the ITC 11th Scientific Day will certainly illustrate this collaborative dynamism with IRD and CIRAD. I would like to conclude my speech by saying that the number of and potential quality of today's presentation impressed me. And I'm very pleased to see that many presentations come from master students, which means that the research culture is now deeply taught at ITC. Excellencies, professors, researchers, students, colleagues, I wish to all an excellent scientific day, definitely source of intellectual wealth. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor VALLÉE Thomas, about your valuable expression about education, research, and cooperation among French Embassy in Cambodia and Ministry of Education, Young and Sport, and ITC. And the next, I would like to welcome Mr. Im Kravung, representative of Francophone University Agencies of Cambodia, for the welcome remark.
Dear Mr. Minister of Education, dear Excellencies, dear Mr. Director General, dear professors, dear students. It's a great pleasure to be with you this morning on behalf of the AUF for this 11th ITC's conference on smart technology for sustainable economic growth. I would like to sincerely thank you for your invitation. ITC and AUF have a long-lasting cooperation and strong collaboration in research, but also in employability issues, entrepreneurship, or digital campus. As you know, the AUF is the world's leading network of higher education and research institutions. Our main objectives are to build bridges between French-speaking universities around the world, to support French as a research language, to promote innovation and the dissemination of knowledge. Therefore, we are delighted that annual events like this bring together students from all over Cambodia, policymakers, academic and research institutions around topics of common interest. Today, we will focus on a very interesting and promising subject. We can all testify to this. Smart technology is changing the way we live, the way we communicate, and the way we work. Moreover, with the pressing need to go green and to save planet Earth, as well as to avoid high energy costs, industrials and decision makers are trying hard to develop and promote smart technologies. The answers to major human challenges have often been provided by progress, which has taken the form of technology over the last decades. Without being a panacea, smart technology represents an opportunity to invent new models of growth that are both sustainable and respectful of our environment. But this will only be possible under certain conditions. Smart technology opens a wide range of opportunities, both in the scientific and in the economic sector. However, the questions raised by the development of smart technology are not only scientific, but also ethical. We must determine the best ways to use smart technologies in order to meet the imperative of sustainable economic growth. But we also need to think about putting human beings at the heart of successful technology strategies. Finally, I must admit that I'm looking forward to learn from the experiences of the institutions, scholars, and companies present here. Their contributions will provide up-to-date knowledge, accurate analysis, and good practices in this field. Dear partners, dear excellencies, dear professors, dear students, I am convinced that those 2 days will be very interesting and prolific. Be sure that the AUF will support similar meetings and initiatives in the near futures and support member universities in the development of projects related to smart technology. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. MEHEUST Fabien. So we apologize for introduction earlier. So the speaker who was delivering the speech is Mr. MEHEUST Fabien from Francophone University. He is a Deputy Regional Director of AUS Asia Pacific. So Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, in continuing to our next agenda, I would like to invite Madam Haruko KAMEI. He is the Chief Representative of JICA Cambodian office. Please welcome. Thank you.
His Excellency Dr. Naron, the Minister, Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, His Excellency Dr. Kimtho, Director General of Institute of Technology of Cambodia, Professor VALLÉE Thomas, Embassy of France in Cambodia, distinguished keynote speakers, guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. On behalf of Japan International Cooperation Agency, JICA, it is my great pleasure to deliver the remark on this occasion of the 11th Scientific Day at ITC. First of all, let me thank all colleagues and friends of ITC, Embassy of France in Cambodia, private companies, and all stakeholders for organizing this important annual event. I understand that the Scientific Day at ITC is one of the most important annual events which aims at exchanging the research findings, presenting new technology developments, and strengthening the network research collaborations between ITC and various stakeholders. I'm extremely happy to be able to attend this event in person after 2 years of COVID-19 pandemic, and also glad that some Japanese researchers could come join to the event in person and have opportunities to bring their collaboration with the researchers at ITC to bring it further forward. Actually, this is the first time I see so many students on the campus of ITC, although I have been visiting this ITC for a couple of times, but this is the first time I see so many students. I'm extremely happy about that. I also appreciate all the initiatives by Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports in promoting science, technology, engineering, and math, so-called STEM education in alignment with important national policies, including the National Policy on Science, Technology, Innovation to 2020 to 2030, Cambodia Industrial Development Policy 2015 to 2025, and Cambodia's Science, Technology, and Innovation Roadmap 2030. The ultimate purpose of this policy shall not be achieved without strengthening science technology in governmental system, building human capital in science, improving the scientific research, strengthening collaboration among key stakeholders, and enhancing ecosystem in science technology. With these efforts of all stakeholders, I am quite confident that Cambodia will reach the government vision to become a high middle-income country 2030 and then a developing country in 2050. ITC and JICA have good and long-standing collaboration for more than a decade. Taking this opportunity, I'd like to share some of the joint activities and achievements by ITC and JICA. One of the major projects that we have been working together is the project for strengthening engineering education research for industrial development in Cambodia, which started in 2019, a technical cooperation project. The project introduces ITC, a holistic educational approach, which is called laboratory-based education, LBE. The LBE enables students to set a subject, carry out their research, and find a solution. With LBE approach, ITC with the target National University of VALLÉE University and Battambang University can enhance their education research capabilities. Another project is the project on establishment of environmental conservation platform on Tonle Sap Lake, which we have just completed successfully in last month. The project developed a water environmental analytical tool for Tonle Sap Lake by establishing an environmental conservation platform through research activities. And I'm very happy to refer to another project, which we will start very soon. The project, a research project on the air pollution area. Which will led by the Professor Furuuchi, who is one of the outstanding keynote speakers for today's event. I hope and expect that Scientific Day of ITC can promote recognitions of the advantage of research activity through LBE, and which can foster engineers who can respond to industrial needs in the market. The last but not least, I'd like to express my gratitude to Ministry of Education, Youth and Sports and ITC for strong leadership and good cooperation with us JICA, as well as private partners and various stakeholders towards the development of human resources in Cambodia. Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, I hope today's event will be a successful one. And then finally, I'd like to wish you all good health and success. Thank you very much. And Okun-chan, thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam Haruko KAMEI, for your welcome address. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to request the honor from His Excellency Dr. Hong Chuon, Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, to officially give the opening remark to the 11th Scientific Day of ITC. So please welcome. Thank you.
Your Excellency, Madam KAMEI Haruko, Chief Representative of JICA, Cambodia, Professor VALLÉE Thomas, in charge of Scientific and Higher Education, French Embassy, Mr. Kravong, RUF, Cambodia, Dr. Kimtho, Director of Cambodian Institute of Technology, distinguished delegates, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear students. It is an honor and pleasure for me to extend warmest welcome to all of you to the 11th Scientific Day, which is annually organized by the Cambodian Institute of Technology in cooperation with French Embassy, Japan Embassy, JICA, the private sector, and all stakeholders that support Institute of Technology of Cambodia. On behalf of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport, I would like to express my deep gratitude to all the stakeholders for supporting ITC, including JICA, French Embassy, and other stakeholders, and also for the development of human resources, especially for training many PhD students for the Cambodian Institute of Technology of Cambodia. Indeed, the Scientific Days is also a good platform for researchers and students to share their best practices and also to promote STEM education, promote research in Cambodia, and also to link up the Cambodian Institute of Technology with all the ecosystem stakeholders, including private sector, research institution, academia. Also, at present, we also encourage high school students to get involved, also to link up with the higher education institution, which is also the Cambodian Institute of Technology. Indeed, today theme is smart technology for sustainable growth. Now we are talking a lot about how to use AI, how to use smart technology in order to improve our production, improve our lives, also improve the city management, the management of building. And I believe that this year's theme would help to raise interest among our students and researchers in the smart technology, as well as to share the best practices that how we look at the future of skills, especially in the after COVID-19 world, in which all the businesses who require higher skill, the use of more digital tools in order to find solution to our current problem. We are aware that technology and also especially advanced technology can be integrated and used to support national development agenda. Therefore, the newly designed technological tools can be used to improve productivity, to increase the performance at our work, and especially to support the city management. I have the pleasure to meet a graduate of the Cambodian Institute of Technology. He was electrical engineering student, but with his experience in the private sector, he also learned new skill, which is more smart technology. And now he opened a company which is in charge of the management of smart building. So at present in Cambodia, there are many high-rises, high-rise building who require smart technology, software to manage the technology, to economize the use of energy, also to manage the building, including to prevent fire and to reduce risk. And it turned out that smart building can be very economical compared to the risks of fire, also the use of energy if we use the traditional technology to manage the building. His company also expand regionally, especially to link up with top-notch companies in the region or also in Europe, so that the company can train more staff in smart building. We know that Cambodia also would need better management of traffic system, and smart technology can use for traffic system management, can use in the future maybe Cambodia can have a high-speed train, and that we can use smart technology to manage that high-speed train. And we know that at present there is a plan to also introduce high-speed train in Cambodia, which link to our neighboring country, Thailand, Laos, and I think that to create a rail link linking Cambodia with all the ASEAN members, that would bring about the better development. I think this is all about the how we can think about planning for human resource development, so that we can develop specific skills that are needed for the future. And I think that this scientific day can bring that agenda forward, and can researchers and students can think together of how to improve curriculum, to improve the teaching method, to improve the teaching material in order to use smart technology for the benefits of humanity. Achieving SDG goal by 2030 will require a lot of efforts in order to improve education quality. For that reason, the Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport put emphasis in the reform of higher education institutions to make higher education institutions to be autonomous, improve governance, improve curriculum, programs, especially to increase the qualifications of the teaching staff. We also aim to increase the number of PhD holders among the higher education staff by introducing dual degree program, also sandwich program. Especially, I'm grateful to JICA within the ASEAN Seeded University that train many PhD holder and also researcher, both in Japan, also in the region. Also, I would like to thank the French Embassy and also all other stakeholders for the co-sponsoring of the scholarship so that we can train more PhD teachers in Cambodia. We also want to link university with the private sector to create joint research, joint project that allow us to keep updated with the latest trend of technology. And I believe that by having the whole ecosystem developed in Cambodia, including link technology with startup, with business model competition, I think that also the best way also to move forward. Once again, thank you very much for your support during the last 10 years and more, especially by focusing on STEM education, that we must improve from the primary to secondary, especially at the tertiary level. To conclude, I would like to thank all of you for your participation in this scientific day. I wish the conference fruitful deliberations, and I would like to also to take this opportunity to wish all of you good health and also to stay safe. Now, I would like to officially declare the opening of the 11th Scientific Day. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Excellency Dr. Hongchu Naron, for your valuable speech about the STEM and the advantage of smart technology supporting the various factors and including education. Of course, having a smart technology is important. However, more and more important is to have the qualified human resource to implement and distribution of the knowledge of using smart technology in the right ways. So before the end of our section, so I would like to invite rector and honorable guests and the lecturer to be on the stage for the group photo. And for the student, you can remain in seat here. And for the participant through the Zoom, so please open the your camera. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so please, rector, coordinator, teachers, keynote speaker, so please come to the stage for photo session. And for the student, please remain seated, and we will be taking your picture while seated. Okay, and for those who join from Zoom, please turn on the camera. Thank you. ของนี่